we've been in a lot of these. Can we listen up just a hair, or is it all the way up? And then some people ask how I compare myself to the other candidates, and I always say by height. I'm Don Alphin. Can I do that? My name is Don Alphin. I consider myself one of you. I live in 1167 North City of Provo. I'm neighborhood chair for the Lakeview North neighborhood. I sit in council with Harry McCord and with Terry Herbert on discussions relative to the southwest side of Provo. I think it is absolutely crucial that you know a little tiny bit about me to begin with, and that is that I've, for 45 of my 54 years, lived in this area. I was raised in Orem, South Orem, went to Orem High School, graduated from Brigham University in 1979. I went to Texas and to seek my fortune, returned a few years later with my fortune, and have been fortunate enough to build, or not to build, but buy a home here in Provo and live here and raise my family here. Our children attended Provo High School, where we have 5 state championship rings in basketball, and I was fortunate enough to coach them and coach the freshman team at Provo High School for 7 years during that time. I'm extremely thankful for that opportunity that I have had to be here in Provo. I love Provo. I dearly love it. 6 of my 9 grandchildren live within 100 yards of my front door on either side of our home on Geneva Road. We love it here. Our family loves it here. It is so crucial that we understand the issues facing not only the west side, but all of Provo. We know that economic development is a challenge. It is a challenge for all of us. We know that tax revenues pay the bills so that we don't have or become a bedroom community and have to pay extremely high taxes. We have extremely low energy rates right now. We have extremely low utility bills as compared to other places. The fact is, though, that we have to prepare for the future. We have to realize that in order for us to stay at the level that we are, we have to bring businesses in. I understand that. I took a $300,000 a year business in Texas and in 2 years raised it to $36 million, 1981 dollars, not 2009 dollars. I know how to run business. I know how to grow business. I know how to find the gems. I know how to find the diamonds in a coal mine. And that's the kind of thing that I would bring to economic development here. I know where to do it and know how to do it. The airport expansion is huge. I know that there's a lot of angst about that. I believe that we have to just look to other cities that have done this, that have expanded their airport successfully. 3.5 hours south of here, you've got Cedar City. 30,000 people in Cedar City, yet they have an airport that has service to all the surrounding cities. Delta Airlines, right there in 30,000 population, and 45 minutes north of St. George. Imagine that. So we can actually expand. Steve White from the County Commission called me just yesterday, telling me that he thinks we're less than 2 years away from the potential of bringing a regional carrier to Provo. But there's a problem with that. We don't have a lot of amenities to offer people here, and that's why it's so important that in economic development we look at how we build rooftops, how we bring commercial here. We have to do that in a planned fashion. Now, roads. I've been in on all the discussions that I know of that we talk about where the road comes from. The Novell intersection comes around here and goes to the airport. Well, there are a lot of things that need to be taken into account. What are we going to do with the Sunshine Greenhouse, for example? Does the road go in front of them, or does it go behind them? Do we want to station these businesses that are already there to be able to have an easier access to the airport so they can do some business with the airport? Those are issues that need to be decided here. I would be that kind of a representative because I understand what's going on here. I want the farmers who sell property. I want the farmers who sell property to the airport expansion to get a fair deal. I want them to be informed as to what the city is planning on doing, so that we understand that if the city buys some property from somebody that turns around and leases it back to somebody else, that the farmers who spent all their lives doing what they do have the opportunity to make some money when it's the appropriate time. These are the things that we need to be talking about. In addition to that, I want to tell you that I'm a fiscal conservative. I have had the luxury of being able to live or choose to live anywhere I want to live because I've been blessed to have made a lot of money. The simple fact is I love it here. I drive a 1999 Toyota Tacoma that doesn't owe me it's 30 miles to the gallon. I love that. I have spent a tenth or a 20th of what other people are spending on their election campaigns. I do that not because I don't have the money to spend, but because I do not want to spend that money. I would rather have my message go directly to you, directly to those that are going to be affected by the decisions that I would make as mayor. I want to let you know that I believe in a phenomenal quality of life, and we have a wonderful quality of life here. I am all in favor of the Utah Lake Commission. But there are things that are very interesting there that we don't have any control over right now. The state owns Utah Lake. We've had farmer battles with where the Cretan rights are, the Cretan lands are, and where the boundary is of Utah Lake ever since statehood. So we know that these are issues, but they need to be on the table and need to be on the front burner, and that's why I do believe in a Utah Lake Commission. Finally, I want to talk to you just a second about the importance of dealing with the council. I don't know whether you realize that we've had historic events happen this year. The City Council has had the courage to put in budget intent statements in place in their budget, which is simply a transparent way of saying, this is where we want to go as a council. What a great thing for a mayor to know. Wouldn't it be great to know what your council is thinking? And this is what they did, and they put it in writing. That gives the opportunity for the administration to absolutely come together and to understand exactly where the council needs to go so that they can get on the right page. Rather than saying, we don't want to have anything to do with you. We want to have a tit-for-tat fight in the battle. That's not in the cards. Now the council's come to the table with that. The administration needs to do the same. I pledge that that will be my goal. And finally, I simply want to say this. I have some great friends up here. I think we have 6 good choices for mayor. In my vision, I am the best mayoral candidate because I have no other vision or no other ambition in politics but to be mayor of Provo. I believe that Steve Clark, as wonderful a man as he is, and a person that I feel is a close friend, is doing a wonderful job in the legislature, and I want him there. I want him to be the champion of the legislature for Provo. And I want to tell you that I won't skip over the legislature and go to the national. I will be going to Steve Clark, and I'll be going to the other representatives and saying, please get on that page, be my lion. And finally, let me just say that I really believe that the best days of Provo are still ahead. And this glass is half full, not half empty. And all we need to do is weather the storm, make some changes, and finally, thanks.
I'll just take this, thanks. My name is Neil Mitchell, and I am